Hey guys, Chris Maduri with ECA Marketing. Hope you all had a great weekend. It's Monday, we're back out here grinding, and I want to talk to you about one of my most frequently asked questions. What is the best fixed index annuity for accumulation? It's a great question, but it is a tough one to answer without first familiarizing ourselves with volatility controlled indexes. So if you're not familiar with the term, a volatility controlled index, it's a proprietary index that manages the underlying holdings to a volatility target. That sounds super complicated, but what it really means is that when volatility picks up, they're going to shift a greater portion of the assets over to some sort of cash or cash equivalent or short-term bond component. And then when volatility subsides, those monies will be redeployed into the underlying investments. So why are volatility indexes so important and so popular right now? Well, one of the great benefits is that the underlying investments can come from any asset class. So this is a great way to gain access to some riskier asset classes, whether they be real estate, commodities, emerging markets, without taking on additional risk. Another great benefit of the vol control indexes is that it allows the insurance company to offer really high participation rates on these FIAs, further increasing their appeal. Over the last 5 or so years, volatility control indexes really have been driving the FIA space. And as people continue to look for ways to de-risk, to grow their retirement assets while at the same time protecting them, I'm going to expect this question to keep coming up more and more because it impacts both the accumulation side but also the income side. Many of the income riders that are being written are either performance-based or stacking riders, which rely on strong index performance to generate solid income payouts. So we're seeing a lot more FIAs being purchased for accumulation, and a lot of them are actually being purchased without any income riders at all. So this is something that we really want to dig into. We want to make sure we understand what the indexes are, how they work, and kind of separate the contenders from the pretenders, if you will. So in order for an FIA to truly be a strong accumulation vehicle, we have two different components that we need to have. One is performance, the other is participation. We need indexes that perform well, and that goes without saying, but we also need strong caps, low spreads, and high participation rates to make it all worthwhile. So the volatility and control indexes really allow the insurance company to offer the higher participation rates than what you might see on, let's say, an S&P 500 or a Russell 2000 type of allocation. They get better option pricing, and the volatility controls do help them out a lot in that manner. So we want to identify FIAs that are strong in both performance and participation, and like mutual funds, ETFs, any other investment, the volatility controlled indexes aren't necessarily created equal. Currently, we have about 50 indexes in the FIA marketplace, and it's been a mixed bag. You have some with terrific performance, and then you have some with terrible performance. So we want to make sure that our clients are sitting in the right vehicle. Even though they can't lose money, we want our clients making money, right? That's when they are happiest with us, is when we're showing them great returns. So we want to make sure that we do our research just like any other investment. And the good news is that the industry is really evolving from the standpoint of performance numbers, being able to track, compare the different indexes in a more apples to apples way than we've seen in recent years. Because FIAs, their sales have been outstanding, and a lot of that is because it's a great way to provide a solid, risk-free return for your clients. Most FIAs are designed to have an average return somewhere between, 3, 4%, 7% on the high end, which gives you a decent chance of beating out bond funds without having any interest rate risk. I think most of your clients, if they saw a risk-free return between 3 and 7%, are probably going to be pretty happy with that. So let's talk about these two components, performance and participation, and let's see who's the best options in each area. I'm not going to be getting into the various strategies and methodologies. I know it's Monday. Don't want to put you guys to sleep. We can talk more about that in a live convo later on. But really want to throw out some of the top performers for you, so you can really start to hone in on different options that are going to be appealing and successful for your clients. So number 3 is the Barclays U.S. Dynamic Balanced Index, also known as the BUDB. That has a year-to-date return of 4.67%, north of 11% on the 12-month number. Really solid performance. The second is the Flexible Access 6 from Citibank. That is up 9.1% for the year, 12.7% over the last 12 months. And the best performing volatility controlled index through July is the Multi-Asset Risk Control Index, also known as the Mark V. This is up 9% year to date, 12% over the last 12 months, and over 7% average for the last 3 years. Really just a industry leader in that sense, both them and Citi as well. But as we turn our attention to the participation, you're going to see why I'm a little bit more excited about the Mark V than I am the Flex Access. So each company, or within each index, the insurance companies are going to decide what the caps are, what the participation rates are. The Mark V is the most accessible. And what I love about this annuity is that it can be accessed from 7 different FIAs over 3 different carriers. So if one carrier is not really looking to add a lot of assets, you might find that you can move on to another one, still get that same great story on the index, in a different way to access it. The Citibank Flexible Access 6 is actually through the protective suite of annuities, namely the Guaranteed Income Annuity, which has been our income king for the last couple months. Our third best performer is with Allianz, and that is the BUDB. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. The BUDB, right now, Allianz has spreads that are around 5%. Participation rates on some products are closer to 40%. I really am not as excited as I have been at other times about the Allianz and the BUDB performance, but they really do have a great suite of products there. But just going back, the Mark V and the Flex Access, from a performance standpoint, it's really been neck and neck. The Mark V, just because of the access, I think it's a little bit more exciting right now. And what's so cool about it is that these 7 different FIAs where it sits in are all very different. So depending on your client's needs, you know which way to direct them, right? So if they need accumulation, we're probably going to look at something like the North American VersaChoice, maybe the Equitrust product as well. If they're looking for income, then we might go in a different direction, like the Income Choice. Or if they need long-term care, we might move in a different direction. The optionality is really what's so meaningful because of the versatility that it gives you in the Mark V. So just going back to the beginning, the question wasn't what's my favorite index, it was what my favorite index annuity would be for straight up accumulation. To me, that's got to be the VersaChoice from North American. It offers some of the best growth potential in the industry with access to your funds if your needs change. So from a pure accumulation standpoint, to me, it's VersaChoice all day. But I can't emphasize this enough. There's no universal solution, okay? So give me a call, email the details of your case. My team and I are going to work to ensure that we find the right solution for your clients. Well, that's it for today. Hope you're all doing well. Stay safe out there, and I will speak with you soon. Take care.